Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today with my Major League Baseball managers on the hot seat. Before I continue, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate if you do that. Greatly appreciate if you do that. Really try and grow the channel, so go ahead and do that. So I was thinking these past not these past days, just the past day or so. Um, After doing my Major League Baseball prediction video, which you can see on the McD Sports 4 YouTube channel, go check that out. That there's a lot of managers on the hot seat coming into the season thinking about it because usually there's always a few, but I was thinking there's a potential that over 10 of the Major League Baseball clubs could have a new manager next season. They could have. There's over 10 Major League Baseball clubs, in my opinion, that could have their manager on the hot seat. Now, personally, I only think there's 9 managers on the hot seat. I did give 2 honorable mentions, which I'll get to at the end. But let's get into it. Actually, I just thought of a third honorable mention. I'll get to the end as well. But let's get into it. I'm just going to, the way I did it, I kind of just did it by AL and NL, just going through them. And so that's the order that is in. So let's start off. Sorry about that, about all the changing, all that. I'm just trying to get everything in line here. But anyways, let's get into it. First manager in the hot seat, in my opinion, is Aaron Boone of the New York Yankees. His record is 328 and 118, and he is 11-11 in the postseason. I mean, you look at Aaron Boone. I was stunned that he wasn't fired after this season. To be honest with you, he actually got a 3-year contract extension. I know someone's gonna comment on this YouTube channel saying, "Oh, but he got a contract extension." They mean nothing unless it's like a lifetime contract extension or a big time money contract extension that's like 10 years, like James Franklin's contract or Jimbo Fisher's contract or some of these contracts you're seeing in college football. But I think you guys can at the end of the year. If you check out my Major League Baseball prediction video, you will have seen I'm not high on the Yankees. I do think that overall he's not a bad manager, but in a place like New York where a World Series is the expectation, um, it's just not good enough. So I think he does get canned at the end of the year. Next manager, my Baltimore Orioles. If you don't know, my head's in the way. If you didn't know, I'm a Baltimore Orioles fan. There we go. I'm a Baltimore Orioles fan. Um, and it pains me to say this, Brandon Hyde, manager of the Baltimore Orioles, I think deserves to be on the hot seat. Not so much his fault. His record is 131 and 253. I know he came into a tough situation. This is year 4 for him, and I'm not really seeing improvement. I think the question comes down to, even if you do see some improvement this year, I think the question comes down to, is Brandon Hyde that guy? Is he the guy in the promise that could bring you to the promised land if you're the Baltimore Orioles? Me personally, if I had to guess, I would lean no, but I still will be willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I do think he gets canned at the end of the year because Peter Angelos is an idiot, and I will continue saying that on this YouTube channel. I think the Baltimore Orioles owner, the Angelos family, are idiots and don't know what they're doing. So it's sad, but I do think he gets canned at the end of the year. Next manager, Mike Matheny with the Kansas City Royals. 100 and 122 overall record. To me, this also comes down to, do you think this guy's the right guy? I think Kansas City, I think they are, in my opinion, a team that does have some nice prospects, but also I don't know, even the farm system, if they have enough to go and compete for another World Series like they did about 5 years ago in 2015 and 2014. Um, and I also don't think Mike Matheny's that guy. So I actually do think it would be smart for Kansas City to fire Mike Matheny, especially if they think they have a better manager out that's out on the open market. I will fire Mike Matheny. I do think he gets canned at the end of the year. And then the last one in the AL, Joe Maddon. Pains me to say this. It's really been kind of disappointing with the Angels. It really has. You look at the Angels. In my opinion, I think they're the best player in baseball. I think Anthony Rendon. There's a reason why he's getting paid 8 years, $240 million. I know that rotation's not that good, but he needs to get over the hump. I actually do think they get over the hump this year. So I actually said that he is not going to get fired, Joe Madden, because I do think they do get into the postseason, and that kind of saves him. So, and Joe Madden's an excellent manager. He won the World Series with the Cubs. He was excellent in Tampa Bay. So I said he's not going to get fired. His record overall with the Angels is 103 and 119. Hasn't made the postseason yet. But I think that changes this year. If you watch my Major League Baseball prediction video, I think that Joe Madden does finally get in the postseason with the Angels, and that he does not get fired. Now to the NL, Joe Girardi with the Phillies. His overall record with the Phillies is 110 and 112. Has not made the postseason yet. Does he get fired? I think he does. Primarily because it's in Philly. Philly's a tough market. I mean, you look at the Phillies. I said it during my Major League Baseball prediction video. I don't think they're a bad team. I just think they're top heavy, and I think that could lead to issues if injuries pop up or something like that. He could get screwed over by that. I still think he's an excellent manager. I don't know if I said it on the YouTube channel. But I did not think that the Yankees should have let him walk after 2017. I thought they should have extended him. And I think I'm getting proven right since Aaron Boone's also on this list. And I think it's also going to be in the same predicament as Joe Girardi. But it won't surprise me if Joe Girardi has this Phillies club making the postseason. But in my opinion, I just don't think they will. And that's why I think he gets canned at the end of the year. Next manager, Don Mattingly. Don Mattingly with the Marlins, 374 and 494, 2-3 in the postseason. They did go ahead and make the NLDS there. You look at the in the COVID year, the 60-game season in 2020. I don't think he gets fired. I'm high on the Marlins this year. I don't know if they make the postseason because the NL is kind of deep, but I do think that he will post a good enough record. This team will show that they're heading in the right direction. He kind of went, and Don Mattingly kind of got screwed a little bit, and I hate saying that because it is a pretty sad reason why he got screwed. Jose Fernandez died in that boating accident. I think kind of screwed the Marlins because they were pretty close, in my opinion, to going ahead and making the postseason and taking that leap into making the postseason there. But they traded everybody away, including 2 MVPs, and they had a rebuild. But this pitching rotation is good. I think Mattingly's a good manager overall. He just did the reason why he kind of flamed down at LA is because he just couldn't get over the hump. But you look at Mattingly, I do think he stays. I think they have a successful season. I do think he stays. David Bell with the Reds, 189 and 195, 0-2 in the playoffs. He in that COVID year, he did get swept in that wild card round. In my opinion, I do think he gets canned. I mean, you look at the Reds; they're only really maybe a piece or two away from really being a serious contender to come out of the NL, win the NL pennant, but they decided to tear it down. I think, and they could. The Reds might have done that for many reasons. I'm sure one of the reasons is, though, they do not believe in David Bell. I do think he gets canned at the end of the year. And I would actually like him to get another manager job because he will lead the league in getting thrown out of games every year. So David Bell with the Reds, I do think gets canned at the end of the year. 2 more managers in the NL West. We'll start off with Bud Black. 344 and 359. 1-4 in the postseason. You look at Bud Black, it's kind of been downhill. I don't think they're a horrible team with the Rockies, but Bud Black, he's a pitching coach. He was a pitcher. It's just tough to pitch in Colorado. It just is with the high altitude and all that. I do think he gets canned at the end of the year because I just think it's time for a change there. I mean, it's kind of been a downward trend there. I think it continues to be kind of a downward trend there in Colorado. I do think he gets fired at the end of the year. I don't think he's a bad manager, even though his record overall will be below 500 with his stints in Colorado and San Diego combined. But I do think that he will get fired at the end of the year. And then the last one, Torey Lovullo. I know people are going to sit there and say, well, he got an extension. I don't understand why he wasn't fired at the end of last season. I think I do think they'll improve their record a little bit, but it won't matter. 337, 371, 2-3 in the postseason. He did win that one wild card game and against the Rockies, and then went ahead and lost in 4 to the Dodgers. They have had some talent come through there in Arizona, but it's kind of really been a downward trend. I do think he gets canned at the end of the year as well. The three guys I want to talk about that honorable mentions I want to talk about. We'll start off with the Twins manager, Rocco Rocco Baldelli. I don't have the records in front of me, but I do think he's been kind of up and down in Minnesota. A lot of winning there, but then had a horrible season. I really don't think anything went right for Minnesota last year. I don't think he deserves to be on the hot seat. It would not surprise me if everything goes south again that they decide to move on from him. I think the Twins are going to be kind of up and down this year, so I do think he'll stay around for another year. David Ross in Chicago. Basically, I think the question comes down to, I think the Cubs are heading towards a rebuild. Is he the right guy? I think that's what it comes down to more than anything. I think the record doesn't really matter there. I don't think he's fired at the end of the year. I do think the Cubs do have enough to at least compete for a wild card spot. Doesn't mean I think they will, because I don't think they will. But David Ross is somebody. And also Derek Shelton with Pittsburgh. He's the guy I just thought of last second. Same thing. I don't know if he it's the same situation in Chicago. They're in a complete rebuild. It's a disaster there in Pittsburgh. Do you think he's the right guy? That's what it comes down to. Record doesn't matter there either. So those are 9 guys that I think that are on the hot seat, 3 honorable mentions. I think 7 out of those 9 guys get fired. Comment down below. Tell me maybe a manager I missed out on. Tell me because I do think some managers. Like, I'll tell you this, for example. I think Buck Showalter with the Mets, I think the owner, Cohen's going to be impatient. And I think if it goes a little bit south, it would not surprise me with a knee-jerk reaction there. But I'm a big Buck Showalter fan, as you can tell. But because, as you can see, he brought a lot of good to the Orioles. But those are the 9 managers I see on the hot seat. 7, I think, get fired. As I said, comment down below. Tell me what you think about my hot seat. Tell me if you think I missed a manager. Thanks for watching the video. Hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate it if you do that. McD the Beast signing off.